Hi, I'm Scott.
And I'm Michele, and we are the owners of the Main Street Mouse.
This is the Main Street Mouse Weekly Podcast, show number 169 for November 25th, 2024.
For your safety, remain seated with the doors closed, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside while the tram is moving. And supervise your children.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to the Haunted Mansion.
'Cause this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness!
Soar into tower. We are ready for takeoff.
Dead men tell no tale.
I know not who you are, nor how I came to find you. But may I just say, I...
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, and happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Monday. And it's a holiday week.
It is. So, those of you that listen in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving.
Coming on Thursday, it's time to eat till we can't eat anymore. Got to put on my good jogging pants. And
Yeah, I know. It's the one time a year that you're supposed to be forgiven for overeating.
And you're thankful for it.
I'm thankful that I get to eat a bunch of crap that I don't need.
Carbs galore.
Oh my gosh, I love a good carb.
She does. That's her favorite part of the whole thing is the carbs.
It
She doesn't
really-
even like the turkey. She likes everything else.
Side dishes are where it's at.
Yeah, that's what you tell me every year.
Give me all the side dishes.
As I'm eating all the turkey, you tell me that every year. You know what I look forward to the most? That's the best night of sleep of the year.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
The turkey and the carbs. It's like a coma.
It really is a food coma that night.
It puts you out. So I look forward to that part. And the Lions game. So
Go Lions.
go Lions. 9 in a row, 10-1. Best record in football.
But who's counting?
Not counting. I don't count that Kansas City record because they're barely winning a lot of those games.
Okay.
Anyway, let's move on. So what did we do the last week? We haven't really done a lot. The one thing we did watch is we did see the Disney Treasure Christening, which happened up in New York.
Yes, it did.
Last week. What was that? Last Tuesday, I thought? Monday, Tuesday? It was what day.
You know what? So here's the thing. My whole week, you say we didn't do much, but I feel like we did much. And I'm all blurry, and it's all running together. So if you're going to ask me for specifics, I might not be able to help.
So sometime last week,
Yeah.
Disney Treasure was christened in New York. They had a ceremony. They had a drone show, which the drone show was pretty cool.
Yeah, so instead of like a real christening, it was just a drone over the ship in the shape of like a champagne bottle.
Yeah, it was. It was that, and then but the best part was the Madame Leota one.
Oh yeah, it was very cool.
That was so cool the way they did that because that goes with the Haunted Mansion parlor that will be on the ship.
I know. I can't wait to see that part. You know, I've seen because some travel agents have been on and some cast members have been on the Treasure, and I really am excited about the Haunted Mansion Lounge for one thing. But I'm excited to see it all, and it's going to be here pretty quick.
It is. I'm actually more excited about the Treasure than I was about the Wish, and I know they are sister ships and they're pretty close to the same build. But I'm more excited about the Haunted Mansion parlor. I think they're going to have the shows ready. Just so you know, we are actually going to be on the ship December 9th through the 12th.
Yes.
Out there listening. So make sure you stay close to your social media that day. I'm sure Michele will be posting as much as she can. You got to remember our signal isn't the greatest at sea, but we will post as much as we can during that time.
I'm hoping they, because it's a media sailing, so I'm guessing they will have Wi-Fi going for us. I hope so because I want to be able to cover all that.
Yeah, I hope that it's like an unlimited package where we can just do whatever we need to and be able to post some videos, and we'll be on it on Monday night when we would normally do our podcast. So maybe we'll go live or something for a few minutes.
Oh yeah, maybe if we have a good enough signal, maybe we will do that.
We can. So that just
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 more weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks from today actually we'll be sailing out.
Woo-hoo.
So we'll probably be at the port. We'll be at the port now, getting ready to take off with the sail away party.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! But I know a lot of people, it's hard to work to go on a cruise. But these cruises are a lot of work, actually, because they have us up really early to cover stuff and work throughout the day covering.
There's an itinerary. It's not just funsies.
Yeah, when this is an all-media cruise, there's no regular guests on the ship. They're going to have us working all the time to cover everything. But you know what? It's still interesting to find out all those things. So
Oh,
that
for
way
sure,
when we
and to
sail
be
it at a
able to
later
see
time.
it. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
I'm thankful that we have the opportunity to do it.
Exactly. I know the first thing we plan to do is when we get on the ship is because when they Wish opened and they had the Star Wars lounge, you had to put your name on a list to get in there because there
Yeah.
were set times.
So we're gonna run over to the Haunted Mansion parlor and put our name on the list to see it.
First minute we get on the ship, that's exactly
You're
where
gonna
we're
run,
going.
aren't you?
I am. Get out my way. Push people off. Get out my way, kid.
And if it's the same setup as the Wish, then we know exactly where it'll be
Yep.
because it's same spot that Star Wars lounge is.
That's where I'm guessing it is
Yeah.
because I know there's also going to be the isn't there a Jungle Cruise type lounge also or something with the Jungle
There's
Cruise?
all kinds of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot. So we're going to be covering it all. So make sure you guys stay close to everything the 9th through the 12th. And then we'll do a full review of it once we get back on that week, the show after that week. So definitely. So let's see what else we did. So this week, we really didn't do a lot with Disney. We did go to the Springs a little bit. We walked around at the Springs. And we did go to, was it Splitsville was this week? With, was that last week? I can't, no, that was the week before. See, the weeks are running together.
Oh
That was
my
on the Saturday after the
gosh.
Swan and Dolphin.
Yeah, that was a week ago Friday.
Or Friday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this week we didn't do Disney. We did go to Disney Springs a little bit during the day, once or twice there, just to check out, see some of the Christmas festive decorations and such they have down there. We saw the piano.
We did see the piano roll by.
They roll by. That's so cool the way they do it. And he's got a little canopy over him this year in case it rains.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
It was. At first I looked over like, what in the world is that? And then I realized it's the piano.
But you heard it first, and you said, "Is there a piano around here?"
Because it was louder than just the music that is played through the speakers down there. So, but it was cool to see it again.
And Disney Springs looks beautiful. I mean,
It does.
the holiday decorations are so nice. And I noticed when we were there the other day, when you go into I call it the fancier part, where they
Yes.
have the brick
Right, the covering there.
Yeah. There's these beautiful, big, chandelier looking things it's all Christmas lights and poinsettias and all this. And because one was swinging, remember?
Yeah, it actually looks like an upside down Christmas tree.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
But one was swinging because of the wind, and I was
Yes.
like, first of all, that's a little scary. Second of all, I'm like, just because the motion got me to look up.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
But maybe it wasn't windy. Maybe it was a trick.
It was a trick. They wanted me to see it just so I'll talk about it.
I bet.
But it's beautiful in that area where they have all the expensive stores.
But just the whole Springs is decorated really nice. It always is. The way they do everything to their big tree that sits in the middle there. Just it's a great time. So even if you're just looking for a night, if you're not able to get to the parks to see the decorations out there, evening at the Springs where you can see all the different trees and such is really a lot of fun actually. Gorgeous. So we did go to Universal on we actually went Friday and Saturday night. Friday night we ended up our friend Claire from Canada was in town.
And she wanted to take us out to dinner, so we went to City Walk.
Yes, we were originally going to go to Twosomes, but we were unable to get a reservation.
It is so hard to get a reservation there. I mean,
It
we have eaten a little bit at the bar late at night one time, but we have never had a sit-down dinner
No.
at Twosomes ever.
And that's because we don't plan anything out.
We're really bad about that. And that's the thing. I would love to actually get a real reservation and go sit for real.
I'll make one now for March.
March.
That way we know we'll have it.
Yeah, that place, considering it's been open for a while, it's still so crazy busy. That's for those of you who don't know, it's the Chocolate Emporium.
Yes.
It's like the big steampunk looking building next to the Hard Rock on that side.
Yeah, the outside of the building has lots of moving parts and such to look like a factory. It kind of reminds me of Willy Wonka almost, the way this stuff on the outside's always.
It does. And I'm thinking just because it is the most unique looking restaurant I've seen.
It is.
And I'm wondering if that's part of the appeal.
I'm sure.
People want to eat there just because it's a different type of experience. And I mean, we got to do that.
Yeah, we'll have to set up. We did get some fudge from the little store they have, and that was very good.
Claire bought us fudge, and I got the white chocolate cheesecake peppermint fudge.
Yeah, it looked really good. I got some kind of peanut butter chocolate fudge. And
They were
really
both
good.
delish.
Yes, they are. were, I should say. And then we then our friends Chuck and Karen met up with us also, and we went to the Red and Green Coconut Club.
green and red Coke.
Oh, green and I said it backwards.
I but
apologize.
only reason I thought too, because I had to check it a few times, because usually it's just called the red coconut Coke, but for holidays it's green and red.
Okay.
All right, now I'm gonna take this one because this was like right up my alley.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it was nice and all, but it was like, it's just
No.
Christmas decor
Oh my
to me.
gosh, no, it wasn't. All right, you guys, listen to the real deal, because here it comes. Oh my gosh, it's a Christmas wonderland in there. It is like you walk in and there's Christmas music playing, Christmas lights everywhere, places to sit, very cozy, little photo ops, 2 bars, I believe, that had specialty drinks. There was one downstairs and one upstairs.
Okay.
It's just kind of, it's a bar, but it looks like how we always go to Frankenmuth and go in Michigan and go to Bronner's Christmas Wonderland. It reminded me of like when you walk in and just get like bang Christmas lights everywhere.
Okay.
And I just so if you guys don't know, I love Christmas. I mean, I love Christmas. Like I walked in there and I think I probably lit up like a Christmas tree. Let's call it.
My gosh.
Did I though?
Yeah. you
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
you were in your glory in there, and I was like, it's Christmas.
Oh.
Because to me, it is nice, but Bronner's is 100 times better.
Well,
to
see,
me.
and that's the thing. You got to realize that nothing's going to compare to Bronner's, but it gave me like that same sort of feeling. Just there was tons of lights everywhere and the music, and it just was really great. So if you're going to go to City Walk during the holidays, it is on the 2nd floor.
By the escalators.
Yeah, by the escalators when you like near the parking garage.
Mm-hmm.
It is it's amazing. It's beautiful. I love it, and I totally want to go back.
I figured you did.
So we're gonna go back. I mean, we didn't even order a drink or anything.
You know what? You say we're going to go back, but I know we're going to be so busy that I probably won't end up getting back there as much as we want to.
But I want to.
I know I want to, but we'll see. It's just I know we get busy and then we get...
But we want to go back and see the Grinchy stuff. So,
Yes.
yeah.
That's the stuff I want to go see. So we had dinner at Cowfish on Friday night, which was
On
good
the
as usual
balcony.
on the balcony, which their balcony is heated. So it was a lot cooler this weekend here in Florida, but it was really nice out there. Nice and a
Yeah.
little bit toasty.
So now, before everybody rips on us about saying it's cold in Florida, now we talk about this every year.
Mm-hmm.
It is Florida cold.
Right.
Now, Florida at 50 degrees is bone chilling, as opposed to like Michigan, 50 degrees feels pretty nice outside.
Well, I think it's because here we jump from one extreme to the next, so it does feel like a shock to the body. Where in Michigan, when we lived there, you ease into it.
Well, I don't know, but we sat on a patio and we ate, and it was nice and warm. But when we left the restaurant, I was freezing.
I'll just say this: I still had shorts on.
Well,
I
because you're
always
just
wear
that
shorts.
person. You're just that person.
I don't get cold.
Well, that's weird. You actually were cold that night, though.
I
You
was
go,
a little
"Oh, it is
cool
chilly."
yeah, it was a little chilly. I wouldn't say I was cold though. I had a hoodie on.
But it's cold. It was cold.
So my legs weren't cold though. So
But you know, the thing is that like, yes, it was cold here this weekend, but I loved it. I mean, I love that. See, okay, here's the thing. Sidebar. We only lived in Michigan. Like, cold was meh. You know.
'cause it was months on at a time.
Yeah, because like let's say November through almost May, it's not nice outside.
No.
And our winters in Florida are fantastic because yeah, it's cool in the evenings. You do need a jacket. You do you know, I wear you know, sweatshirts in the daytime, but it was chilly, but I love like wearing like hats and a hoodie in Florida.
Yeah, so it was chilly this weekend, but now it's getting warm again already. So it's going to be today 77, tomorrow 78, Wednesday and Thursday 80 for Thanksgiving, which in Michigan, Thanksgiving is a cold day where you go outside and you play football if you're into that, or you watch football. Or
Doesn't the bottom drop out again?
Yeah. Well, then, yeah, so Friday 76, Saturday 72, Sunday 68, Monday 63, Tuesday 61. And the lows in there are getting into actually on Monday, it's going to be a low of 40.
Ooh,
Here,
see, it is cold.
Yeah, so for Florida, that is chilly. But then we'll be back to warm temperatures here in a couple weeks, I'm sure, because we always are.
But anyway, so Florida winters are great. And it was nice to be out like with the Christmas lights and actually being cold outside instead of us sweating and just the whole thing. And like Universal, this on the studio side, they have the front entrance all lit up because they do the Macy's parade, during the holidays.
Yeah. Under the archway there.
Yeah, and they have a big float, like a blow up star out there.
Yeah,
too.
the big Macy's star that you can go do picture ops with and such. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so being that it was cold on Friday night and we were with others, we left. And then the next day we're sitting here and I'm like, I really want to go back to Universal.
So guess what we did? We went back to Universal, but this time we did go inside Universal Studios Park to get photos, and we saw their tree, which their tree is impressive.
And their tree like plays music. Yeah. It's so nice.
Yeah, I think it would be every 10 minutes or so from what I was seeing, where it just kind of does a little show with music and the lights, and it's just a really cool thing to see. But the tree is humongous, and it's right in front of their Christmas tribute store.
Yeah, so basically we knew that we didn't have much time because the park was closing at 8 o'clock. So we just ran over there and got a little bit on the studio side. Got the park is all lit up with lights. Yep. The Christmas store, of course, is wonderful. It was just really nice to be there again on a cool evening with all the Christmas stuff going on. But we have to go back and see the parade and such.
And we need to go to the other side to go onto the Islands of Adventure where they have Grinchmas and all the stuff in suits.
Yeah, we gotta make a plan.
And then you also need to go see Harry Potter at the Hogwarts Castle where they do the light show.
Oh, the Christmas at Hogwarts or whatever it is.
Which is really kind of cool to see. So if you have Universal passes or if you're thinking about getting them, now is the time to get them because you can go and see all that stuff. And they are running great Black Friday sales already on Universal's website. So check that out.
Yeah, and even after the holidays, then we get into Mardi Gras pretty quickly. And like we told you guys before, their Mardi Gras is a lot of fun. The concerts, the parade, the whole thing.
And one thing I want to ask, so when we went back Saturday night, you did go through the Wicked store. What'd you think?
Oh, yeah. So I thought the store was very cool. Now, because you get to see like replica costumes, and I always love looking at costuming because you can tell how well made they are.
Right.
There was a pair of shoes in one of the cases, and I was looking at the shoes, and it reminded me almost of. Now, follow me for a second.
I'm following.
Like old-fashioned type of shoes, like in the old day where you can tell they're like handcrafted and, just really well made, not like a manufactured shoe.
Right.
There we go. Not like that.
Right.
And I love to see that kind of work done. And I've never had anything like that. I never had custom shoes.
Well, not many people have.
No, but I mean, it would be so cool to have something like that, even as like some sort of souvenir. It's really cool. But anyway, the store itself was very nice. I liked some of the merch, but I haven't seen the movie, and I feel like what's the word? I'm trying to choose my words carefully because I know everybody loves this movie. I wouldn't feel right wearing Wicked stuff when I don't know anything about it.
You sound like Andrew with HHN stuff that he can't wear it unless he goes to HHN.
Okay, so maybe it's like, I don't know, because I love the whole Wizard of Oz story and
the original.
all. Yeah, and we like we said before, we saw The Great and Powerful Oz with James Franco years ago. But I know this is a whole thing. Now, I didn't know. Here, I'm going to throw myself under the bus. You ready?
Okay.
I knew Wicked was a thing like on Broadway, and I know that the original actresses, one of them being Elsa, were the big to do with Wicked. So then when they made an actual film, I didn't realize how much hype there would be. People are losing their minds over this movie.
Oh, they are.
And I'm going to say something really out there.
Oh, boy.
Please don't yell at me, you guys, because this is a valid point.
If you're going to yell at her, send it to the Michele with 2 L's. At the music.
Okay. Follow me. Wicked is the Taylor Swift of movies.
Okay.
And here's why. Okay.
New guy every week.
Ooh, that's not true anymore.
Sorry.
She's
Yeah,
got
it's
the
true.
football dude.
Yeah, but they've already got a
All right, take that back. Take it back.
I'll
Just drop
take
it.
it
Okay, you're going
back.
to have people mad.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, so the reason I say that is because So the Taylor Swift topic is, another thing with major hype. And if you say anything negative, people will turn on you. So I almost feel like Wicked is the same thing. Like, so many people are hyping it and loving it that you would not be allowed to say that you didn't like it for fear of Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Because I've seen people online saying, well, if you didn't like it, there's something wrong with you.
It's just funny that it's okay to do that kind of stuff for a movie like this. You can't say anything, but Lord forbid people don't like a Marvel movie or a Star Wars movie, and then that's okay to rip to shreds online because the true fans still love it. But it's but if it's
this
Wicked
is like
or Taylor
really
Swift or anything like that, it's
Wicked or Taylor Swift.
It's
just so. And part of my problem is, again, outing myself. I've just never been that girl to go with the flow. Like, if there's something that's like major hype, I'm like, I don't know if I want to jump on the bandwagon.
It's not even that. I've just never had the desire to see it.
I know, but what I mean, like, everybody says it's good, and I'm sure it is. I mean, maybe I will see it.
It could be great, yeah, for all we know. But
I don't know, but I just haven't yet. I wasn't one of the opening weekend, paint my face green type of gals to go see it. I just wasn't.
No, and like I said, it might be a great movie, but I'm not going to rush out to see it because I just don't have no connection to the movie. I like the original Wizard of Oz. I remember every year as a kid growing up, and you waited till that one weekend a year where they played it on regular TV. And you didn't have VCRs to rewatch it. You didn't have a way to record it. You waited all year long for that one weekend where they played Wizard of Oz on TV.
Well, times have changed, Atwood,
No, I know. It's just, but that's what I grew up with every year. But because you could only see it once a year,
it was a
meant
novelty.
Something. Yes, it meant something.
It wasn't, you weren't used to it, but now with streaming and everything else, and that's the thing. I know this will be on streaming shortly. So,
oh yeah. Paramount.
But I even asked, so our younger son Aiden loves, these types of movies, and he wasn't even interested to see it, and I was surprised. But yeah, so the store is really cool. I didn't buy anything because I feel like I should see the movie first to see if I'm actually a fan or not. Does that make sense?
Makes complete sense.
All right. Anyway, I just don't want to be a poser and be walking around like, "Woo, Wicked!" And like, did you love the movie? Oh, I didn't see the movie.
It was great.
It was great. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. Big sidebar.
So that was our adventures for last week. So as we already mentioned, this week we have Turkey Day and football. Lions playing Chicago Bears. Lions are been playing on Thanksgiving every year since 1934. They've played on Thanksgiving Day. Just such.
And this year we have a great season.
And this year we're already having the best season. All the analysts, I'm knocking on wood, they're all saying that we're primed to go to the Super Bowl and win it. So we see what happens. I know Vegas is already sweating all that. They've already said the odds makers and everything are afraid that if the Lions win, they could lose a lot of money in Vegas.
I saw that online today too.
Yeah, it's been floating online. I guess the New York Post or one of the New York papers put out something about it over the weekend that was quoting some of the different sports bet places out of Vegas, that they're kind of in fear of the Lions winning because the odds have been stacked so far against them for so many years.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry. It is our turn. It is our time to shine.
Well, and they are. And the whole thing is, and everybody keeps saying, oh, this guy got hurt. The Lions are done. Aiden Hutchinson, who's the heart of our team, well, not the heart, but one of the biggest hearts of our team, got hurt, went down, and they're still winning, and they're still.
Okay, well, don't say too much.
No, it's all true. I'm just stating what's already happened.
No, it's very true, but I hate counting my chickens before they hatch.
Oh, I'm not talking about the future. I'm just talking about what's happened to this point. Is that we still keep playing well, and very proud of this team. And for once, I'm not ashamed to be a Lions fan. Actually, the last couple of years, I haven't been ashamed to be.
No, it's like you feel the turn of things are turning around, and that people aren't hating on them anymore, because it's kind of hard to hate on a team that's got so much, heart and is capturing the attention of other people that aren't even Detroit fans.
You keep hearing that Dallas is no longer America's team, that the Lions are becoming America's team, which is awesome. But yesterday during the Colts game, it was in Indianapolis, and you heard the crowd cheering for Lions stuff.
Yeah.
If there was a penalty against the Lions, they were going crazy because we got a penalty that was in our favor, or we scored, they went crazy. So it's weird how many Lions fans are traveling to each stadium each week.
And other fandoms aren't happy about that. They're like, why do these fans have to travel to our stadiums? Well, but and all I'm going to say, because it's not a football show, is that, Lions fans are long suffering. We're not used to winning. And the fact that we have some momentum. Of course, people are
Mhm.
excited. I mean, you've never seen this before. In
Nope.
the past 2 years, there's been people traveling to see the games.
Yeah, what Dan Campbell's done with that team is just absolutely amazing how he's turned it around to what it is today. So I'm very proud. So if anybody wants to get Scott a Christmas present, and if the Lions do go to the Super Bowl and you have Super Bowl tickets for some reason, your company has them and you can't go, I would be more than happy to go there and represent your business for you if you want to mail me.
He'll
your
wear the
ticket.
T-shirt.
I
He'll
will
wear
wear whatever you want. I will get your company logo tattooed somewhere. Depends what the logo is. To show that I have allegiance to your company if you're
Right.
willing to give me the tickets. Just because it would be a dream come true to see that for me. So
That would be funny. Somebody from like Popeye's Chicken or something offers you seats, and you got a big Popeye's T-shirt and like a chicken hat.
bring it. I will wear it with my jersey. I have no problem with that. Who are you here with, Popeye's Chicken?
Popeye's Chicken, and you'll even hold like a 2-piece and a biscuit in your hand.
I would wear the Popeye's Chicken mascot costume to the game if it meant I could go to the game.
All right, not sponsored by Popeye's
Not
Chicken.
sponsored by Popeyes.
All right, anyway, next.
That's just funny. This Saturday coming up, actually on Friday, Epcot's International Festival of Holidays kicks off, which is one of our favorite festivals. And we will be there on Saturday for cover for media.
Yes. So this media event, we had our choices which days, and my parents will be here Friday, so we're gonna cover it Saturday.
Yes. So we will be there Saturday morning and go as long as we can. Have to try a lot of the foods. You got the cookie stroll, which is my dream stroll.
I love cookies.
Cookies. I love the pastrami on rye sandwich you get over in the
We
back
know.
there. That's one of my favorites. You love the turkey dinner.
They know that too.
The turkey poutine fries combination.
You know what? I was looking at my social media yesterday or the day before. I was
Mhm.
looking for something, and the reel I made last year popped up.
Oh,
It was on my phone, I think, or something, and it was a bunch of food, and those sweet potato poutine fries with the stuff on the
Yeah.
top. Those looked really good, and
They were
I know
so
they
good.
were. So
Yes.
do they have them back
yes,
again?
they're back this year, and it's instead of a regular French fry, it's a sweet potato French fry. And even if you say you don't like sweet potatoes, give these a shot.
I hate sweet
She does.
potatoes.
She hates them, but she actually loved the way they were really crispy. And then just the combination of the gravy and the turkey, and wasn't there cranberry? I want to say.
I
with the
think
cheese?
so.
So
It was
just-
yum.
it was so good. I think we split it actually.
Yeah, because
we
it's a
knew.
bigger size, so
It
it's not like the little tiny taste that
Right.
you
It's
get
a
at the
full size
booth.
order
Yeah. Mhm.
of what you get. So we did that last year, and we will be there again. So like I said, we will be there Saturday, tasting and sampling all these great foods and such, and checking
Getting
out
merchandise picks.
merchandise.
And,
the gingerbread Epcot Spaceship Earth.
yeah, there's a big
display.
8-foot spaceship Earth gingerbread at what's the name of the place that people are
Connections?
disappointed?
No, the Communicore.
Yeah, Community Hall. You know the place that people are disappointed about. Oh yeah, that one.
You
yeah.
know, maybe eventually they're going to turn that into what it could be. Right now, it's just a big cafeteria.
It really is. Well,
Um,
you know what though? They'll probably make it cute for Christmas, and we're gonna
I hope
find
so.
out next weekend or this weekend coming up.
That's true. So we will definitely be checking that out. So again, make sure you're following us along on social media channels, Instagram, Facebook. You post on Twitter or X now and then.
I do
sometimes
post on
TikTok.
X.
So we will be there most of the day on Saturday. If you're there and you see us, say hi.
Say hello.
We always get messages after we're at an event like this. We're like, "Oh, I saw you, but I didn't want to approach, or I was
No,
nervous to bother."
approach, please.
Yeah,
I'll talk
approach.
to you for 20 minutes at least.
She will, and then you'll be like, "Oh, why did I?"
And you'll be like, why did I say anything to her?
Yeah, exactly. So make sure you come up if you see us. Say hi. Once again, we are getting. I know we already mentioned it, but just it's in my reminder notes. Disney Treasure, the 9th through the 12th. We will be there. Well, actually, they've got us at the Contemporary the night before.
Yeah, so the media event actually starts on the 8th. They're putting us up at the Contemporary and then going to the port in the morning. So we'll have a lot to post then. And again, I will definitely remind everybody before it happens so that you can follow along and you don't miss anything.
Yeah, you're not going to want to miss anything. And if we are staying at the Contemporary, if we have nothing else on the schedule, which we don't know what our schedule is yet, maybe we'll be able to do the fireworks from the Contemporary. We could,
Yeah, we'll figure something
figure it
out. They haven't given us like an itinerary as of yet, but yeah,
be coming.
and you know I overshare, so watch social media.
You do?
I'm an oversharer.
I never heard that before. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of run down the news of the week, and we don't cover every news story that we put out this week, but just some of the ones that I think you
Are
might
more interesting.
you might be interested in. There is a new thing at the Springs to unwrap the holidays. There's a way that it works with the Magic Band Plus. Now, some of the windows down there. So if you have your Magic Band Plus that lights up and does things, there's different window displays that will come to life with your Magic Band Plus.
See, no, I need to start using I don't ever use a Magic Band. I use my phone.
And I'm the same way. I never.
So
think
I'd have to actually bring a Magic Band with me.
We'd have to charge it to make sure it worked when
Oh
we
my
got there.
gosh, yeah, that's right.
We have like 9 or 10 of them.
We have them. We just don't use
We
them.
just don't use them. So you can read more about that on all these articles will be linked to the site in the show notes, so you can read. And if there's anything that catches your eye, you want to learn more about it, click on the link, and you'll be able to go to the site and read about it. Epcot's Festival of the Arts, the Broadway concert series was announced, and that starts in January. Is that when that starts?
January, yeah.
January. Holiday savings on Drawn to Life, so they're running sales for the holidays to go see Cirque du Soleil's Drawn to Life at Disney Springs.
Which is a great show.
It's a fantastic show, so you can read about that. If you haven't done that yet and you're interested in it, there's some great ticket sales on that right now, so check that out. The Disney Treasure did put out a sneak of the Haunted Mansion Parlor this week.
So cool.
Got to see that and really want to see it more. They also put out a little bit of behind the scenes of Disney's The Tale of Moana show that will be on the Treasure as well. So we had that out. There was an article this week about the specialty popcorn in the Magic Kingdom that you can get made in the confectionery.
Yes, you can.
Which I want to go make that popcorn.
I know you do. Well, next time we go.
We're going now.
We're not going now.
We're going to pause the show. We're going to go get the popcorn, then we'll finish
We'll
the
be
show
back.
while we eat
Yeah.
popcorn. Lightning Lane Premier Pass came out with an announcement this week that now it is available to all hotel guests and not just the ones who are staying at the more expensive resorts.
Right.
Which I'm glad they finally did that because it looked bad to say.
It was very elitist before.
It was
I mean,
very elitist.
But here's the thing. It's still like crazy expensive. And the Fancy Pants Pass actually sold out for Thanksgiving Day.
I'm sure it did.
And I mean, everybody knows how I feel about these lightning lanes, whatevers.
You don't like it?
I don't. I think it's terrible. So,
I get why it's a need. I just don't agree with how much it costs.
no. But you know what though? No. Free Fast Pass worked just fine.
It did.
And this is money grubbing. Flat out. It is money grubbing. And,
But Free Fast Pass was for every guest. This one, if they don't buy it, they don't get the Free Fast. I mean, they don't get the Fast Pass.
yeah, and I think that's
benefits,
crap
so-
because, like, it used to be everybody had a chance at, okay, here we go.
Everything.
Everybody had a chance to go into the park and possibly do what they wanted throughout the day.
Right.
It was an even playing field. Now you got your pay-to-play people, and some people, especially in this economy, are just glad to be there and
Right.
hoping that they get to ride pirates if they want to, or whatever the case may be.
Right.
I just see. Here's the thing. Again, follow me again.
We're following you a lot today.
Follow me again. I know what I want to say. I'm trying to figure out how to say it because, again, I read a lot of feedback from people, and people were hoping that this would fail.
Right.
When it came out, everybody was so angry that people thought it would fail.
Right.
So it did sell out for Thanksgiving, and so you can look at it two ways. Either it worked really well, that's why they extended it to the lower end resorts, or it was not working, so they gave it to everybody. Because somebody, let's say you have a certain budget to go to Disney,
Right.
okay, and you're at home planning. A lot of people, I would gather, would want to stay at a value resort, but add the fancy thing to it. Because if you're already staying at a deluxe resort, to add that extra to it, I mean, some people got the means to do it. Fine.
And they do, and that's great.
But for the average family, this is a rough one.
It is. And even if it was, say it was $100 a person per day, if you have a family of 4, you're looking at another $400. You're looking at almost $3,000 more for a week's vacation. And that's if it's only 100. I know it starts out at like 149 or something like that.
Okay, so Magic Kingdom was like $400 a day for the holiday weekend.
See, and that's just the Magic. You can't even park hop to Epcot and have it go with you.
No, this is not a hopper.
No, this is just to stay at the Magic Kingdom and ride everything there. And I get it. The parks are crazy packed, and you want to do stuff, and you only have that one day or 1 week you're here in town. You want to do it all. It just, I don't know. It's going to take away from the people who are who are willing to wait in line, because now they're getting pushed back because people who
just
paid
because
for
they
this are
can't
gonna
afford it or
Yeah.
chose not to spend their money that way. I just, I have always been that type of person to, root for the little guy, because we've always been, and we're not rich.
Right.
And I feel for people that just want to take their family on a nice little trip, and a lot of people might not get the same experience.
Yeah.
And I feel like you might be getting not necessarily punished, maybe that's not the right word, but you're not getting the high end of things. Like you're at the disadvantage.
You know what it reminds me of?
Oh gosh.
Follow me here for a minute.
All right, I'm following.
Santa Claus 3, the escape clause.
Okay, all right.
When
That's my least favorite one.
Jack Frost tricks Scott Calvin into giving up Santa Claus, and Jack Frost becomes Santa Claus. And then Scott Calvin goes to the North Pole, and now everything costs extra money.
Yeah, it was all
You
commercialized.
want to sit on
and
Santa's lap, it's
expensive.
going to cost this much. You want Santa to read your Christmas list, it's going to cost this much. You want a picture with Santa, it's this much. That's almost what Disney is. You can go and wait in line, but if you pay more money, you'll get to do the things your kids want to do even more at the North Pole. And it's funny because that's a Disney movie that they put out years ago, but it's become a reality so somewhat in that aspect that it became a pay-to-play type thing. If you really want to be able to do everything, because if you go at Christmas time and you don't have this, you're not going to do much.
Oh God, no! And that's the thing. Like for years, like years and years and years, it's been that way. We always leave town at Christmas, so we're not. Except for the 1 year, but that was COVID and the parks weren't busy.
They weren't busy at all.
But if you are going to the parks during the week between Christmas and New Year's, that's the Hot Mess Express, because everybody is there.
And our biggest thing was always when somebody who followed us was there and they'd send us a picture of the crowd.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you couldn't even see any sidewalk. People were like shoulder to shoulder walking.
I could not. I wouldn't even put myself in that situation because I know I would get so irritated.
I wouldn't be able to do it. My patience would run thin.
Yeah.
I could not, because
There's no
you'd
way.
have people stepping on your feet, bumping into you, strollers hitting the back of your legs. Nope.
And then part of it, your anxiety is going to go up, because it's like, okay, if you get claustrophobic, if you get a little nervous in
forget that.
crowds, you get all that. And if something were to happen in the middle of that crowd, you have no place to go.
No, I honestly, it's just not for me. But I know that a lot of families, that's their time off,
It is.
because the kids
It
are
is.
out of school,
Yep.
and maybe their companies give them, that time off. I get that. But I think that it's going to be harder this year. I mean, last year too, but this year, because there's going to be a lot of people that have paid for the lightning lane, and the standby lanes are going to be ridiculously long.
Yeah. And I did hear today, I was listening to the radio, and they were talking about travel is up for Thanksgiving over previous years. It's up 5% this year over previous holidays. That's just Thanksgiving. So I'm sure Christmas travel will be up also, which means it's going to be more people here at Walt Disney World to have to deal with in the parks and such.
To have to deal with.
I don't mean it that way. I don't mean the way it sounds, but it is. If you're going there, or if you're going to Universal or any place, it's just when they get to higher capacities, it's just really hard to enjoy what the parks have to offer, because there's just so many people there.
I know, and I'm sure there are like the diehards out there that just want to be in the park. They don't care what's going on.
No, they want to say they were there. We've done that on New Year's Eve. We've been there New Year's Eve, and New Year's Eve is a madhouse.
It is.
But we've been there for those, and
We've been there
thing.
4th of July too.
Yeah.
But it seems like Christmas is the most high
it is.
trafficked
It is.
time to go.
Although New Year's at Epcot a few years ago when we were there with Corey and Lucretia and the kids, that was fun.
That was a good time.
And I just remember there was like a rave going on in Italy.
You always mention the Raven.
Because that was just so much fun to see how cool. It just didn't fit Disney to me. It just
No,
didn't seem like
if
Disney.
it were up to me, I'd have stayed in Italy.
I know you would have.
I'd have been drinking the limoncellos and dancing my butt off.
And you could have. I think I got a slice of pizza, which is always a good party for me. So,
Right? Yeah.
so the next news story I wanted to talk about, and this is the one that's gotten the most interest and the most hype over the last week. And this came out right after. So they announced the premiere pass to all resorts, and then they put this news out like an hour later that Muppets Courtyard and the Muppets 3D show was closing, and the Muppets were going to be moving to take over
Rock and
Roller
Roller
Coaster.
Coaster.
Instead of Aerosmith, it's going to be Electric Mayhem, the Muppets band. What do you think about that?
Well, I have mixed feelings, truthfully, because I'm not I don't like change.
I know.
There's something endearing about that back area to me, and I don't know if it's because just memories attached. I know nobody talks about Pizza Rizzo, but I love Pizza Rizzo. I love the second floor Italian wedding theme because it reminds me of my family. So it's like, yeah, I love that part.
And if you're not sure what we're talking about, so when you go to the second floor of Pizza Rizzo, there is a banquet room
yes.
almost that's kind of right above where you ordered your food on the first floor. And it's a banquet. We've actually had media events take place in that room.
We have.
Which it's just really cool. And it's like a wedding reception banquet room that you could go in with your family and just have a fun evening with.
Yeah, I love that. And I don't know if it's just the heritage part for me that gets me, but and I love Miss Piggy's Fountain. Now, as far as Muppet 3D itself, I get why people would be sad because that was one of Jim Henson's final products.
It was his final
or productions or projects, you could say.
Yes.
There's all the Easter eggs in that attraction.
Yep.
I do feel that if it were to stay, it needed some sort of upgrade because of the fact that it is so dated.
Right.
So I understand, and change is hard, and I think that theater in there is really cool. It's so big and everything, but I understand that things don't stay the same. And I'm looking forward to the Monsters area.
Yeah, so that's what I didn't say, but for those of you that don't know, the area's becoming Monsters, Inc.
That's where Monstropolis is going to be.
Yes.
And here's the thing, though. The launch bay area is a waste of space. It used to be happening in there.
Right.
You know, people loved the launch bay.
It was great.
We would go walk through the launch bay. But it's kind of desolate over there. And I know they have like the Disney Junior or whatever the heck it's called these days. But I think that area back there, something needs. I'm just surprised.
Yeah, I'm hoping something is coming to that area. Now, maybe because of where Rock and Roller Coaster is, maybe there's a plan to expand it to the launch bay area because it would be a way to get to it. From that way, they would have to create a pathway to get there. But maybe that could become a whole Muppets area eventually. Who knows?
Well, the building of the launch bay needs to be rethemed because it doesn't belong there anymore.
No. You have Star Wars there. You have Star Wars and Galaxy's Edge, of course, and then you have Star Wars Tours. That'll be on the other side of Monsters now.
It's too spread out.
It is. It should all be put together.
But I can see why. The Aerosmith thing would go because it's been there like 30 years.
Has it been that long?
It's been a long time.
Okay.
And it's dated also, but it's a timeless classic type of thing. But I know that all right. So the Jim Henson Company put out a statement after all this happened and said that they feel attached to it as well, but at least their consolation prize is at least the Muppets are staying. Right. They're just going to go to Rock and Roller Coaster. But even so, it's still not Jim Henson's project. It's not.
Right.
So I get that. I'm trying to trust the process when it comes to these changes that usually when Disney comes out with an idea that people don't like, eventually you see their vision come through as to what they want to do.
Yeah, because they don't tell us everything they're thinking of.
No,
when they do it, they don't want to pull back the curtain and show us all their plans. They're just going to pull back enough so we can see what's going on now. And they know people are going to be upset. People, of course, are going to be upset. You're losing the Muppets, and that was the only place in all of property you had the Muppets. And the Muppets are such a beloved classic show and characters that we grew up on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sad to see it go.
Yeah.
They haven't said when it's closing. They haven't given a closing date yet, so I will definitely be over there. It's just so strange to see. Like a couple weeks ago, we went to Animal Kingdom to see Dinoland and that store and everything that's going to be leaving. And, of course, the big fuss about the ferry boat and, Tom Sawyer Island. it's very surreal for someone like myself who doesn't like change.
They're changing everything.
And they're changing everything. And it's like when you walk through these areas, I'm trying to, keep a mental picture of those things because I don't want to forget them.
Yeah. And this one I think is 2-part hard because you're losing the Muppets 3D and you're losing Rock and Roller Coaster with Aerosmith.
Right.
So you're technically losing 2 attractions that you know today. Because when it becomes Electric Mayhem, the ride is going to be completely overhauled. It still might be the same coaster, but the ride itself should be a whole different experience. It's no different than riding the tower out in California with the Guardians. It is not the Tower of Terror we have here in Florida. Completely different ride, even though it's the same ride. So I'm sure that when they change this from Aerosmith to Electric Mayhem, the ride's going to completely be different. It's definitely going to be fun with the Muppets
music and such. So there was this meme going around. And my friend John sent it to me. And it was like 4 doors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw it.
Oh, yeah. I did
and then,
see
it
that.
was the Grim Reaper, knocking on all the doors that were open. And it was, Muppets and these different things. And then the final door the Grim Reaper is on is the Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
And people are wondering, is this going to get changed too?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. Reason being, that is the only tower in the U.S. That is the only Tower of Terror. And it was the original. And I don't think we're going to lose that one because it's still such a popular attraction. The hype hasn't gone down from it. It still always has a weight. People still love it. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about the tower anytime soon, at least.
Yeah, I think that would put people into a major tailspin because for, the people that have been going to Disney for years, and I understand that you need to evolve and change because you have different generations that, there's probably kids these days that don't know much about the Muppets because it's an older thing.
Right. They've had a couple movies or specials, here, but not like it was.
No, it's not like not the kids know more about Monsters Inc.
For us, it was Sunday nights was the Muppets every week.
Sundays?
I think it was Sunday nights in Michigan when you got to watch the Muppet Show and whoever the special guest star was and just all the antics and everything that happened. It was just great.
I mean, and I know there's kids that do know who the Muppets are, but it's just there's balance, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Those sentimental people like myself, we don't want to lose what we have.
Right.
But we also know that things change. And it's just like finding balance of being sad about something leaving and having those good memories, but hoping to make good ones with what is to be.
Right.
And what is a good example of that? Because, I read all the time what people are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And people are still not fully over the Great Movie Ride.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of people felt, and I'm going to agree with what people are saying, that they could have taken the Great Movie Ride and updated some of the scenes to more relevant movies.
Definitely.
And kept it.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel the Runaway Railway is fun, but it's not what the Great Movie Ride was.
No, it doesn't have the thing to pull you in like the Great Movie Ride did because it had so many great movie scenes in it and things like that.
Fun.
It was so much fun, and it was something that people actually loved. You talked about the tower going away. Another reason I don't think it's going to leave is because it's the icon of the park. We already lost the water tower, the earful water tower.
And the Sorcerer Hat's been gone since 2015.
And originally, the Chinese theater was supposed to be the icon, but then they were threatened with lawsuits from Mann's Chinese Theater to not use that. But I don't think they would switch out another park icon to us this soon. Maybe 10 years from now they might, but I don't think right now we're going to have to.
Maybe they won't rip the Band-Aid off right now.
I would hope not.
And you know what it is? There's too much happening. There's too much changing right now. So where if they were to throw Tower in the mix, oh my gosh, people would lose their minds. Yeah, because a lot of people are angry at the changes that have gone on the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people lash out at Bob Iger because he had said that he was going to get back to what, people loved about Disney in the first place.
Pre-JPEG.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be happening.
Not quickly at all.
No. There's a lot of changes. Prices aren't increasing. Now we have these, these fancy passes and whatever else. I don't... people are disgruntled.
Yeah.
I've there's a lot of disgruntled people online.
But you know what? The parks are still packed.
They're still packed.
So until people, if you're disgruntled enough that you're going to sit there and complain about it all, then stop putting your money into something that you're upset about, because the only way they're going to change back or change for the good for what people want is if they stop making the money they are. But the fact that the parks are slammed, that people are buying the Lightning Lane Pass and it's selling out the Premier Pass.
Yeah.
Parties are selling out in record fashion. I mean, they're going so quick. It's crazy how fast they can sell out a party now. People keep spending the money. So people will sit there and they'll say, well, I don't like the way they're doing this and I'm not going to spend. But there are 50 other people who will come up and spend the money there. And it's like the threat doesn't even mean anything right now to the company because there's no recourse.
No, and I have reasoning for that.
Okay.
Okay. Because just from my perspective, I've loved Disney since I could read.
Right.
Till as long as, I was like 2.
Right.
And it's almost like a bad relationship. Like
trying to break up. And
like I'm not happy with you right now, but I still love you. Or, like I think we should stop seeing each other so much, but then you go out to dinner.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's the slide back.
Yes. It's like when you care about something or a place that means so much to you or has previously, memories, your family, your kids, whatever. It is hard to just let that go. So people are going to try harder to be able to still go.
And it is hard. I mean, so when we got together, I was more of a Star Wars fan than a Disney fan ever. And I've always been a Marvel fan.
But Star Wars was your thing when I met you.
But Star Wars, I was so angry with them for many years after
he was
3 movies.
Oh, yes.
Actually, after Phantom Menace and then Attack of the Clones, I was like, I'm done. I don't want it. And then they came out with the newer movies. And then Galaxy's Edge sucked me back in.
Yeah, I know.
It pulled me back in, but there's still a little part of me that's kind of still disgruntled with the way I just don't like what they've done with a lot of the franchise. I wish they would do things like I always felt that the Star Cruiser would have been more successful had it been classic Star Wars. If you would have had Darth Vader as opposed to Kylo Ren. I think
so too.
I think, or at least give you multiple different ones. Have different scenarios, have different shows, change it. Don't keep it the same way.
That thing bombed fast.
It bombed fast, but I'm the type of person where if I get angry enough with a product, I stop using.
Yeah, you are the one who will hold out, and
I will.
Yeah, he was like he was so mad at Star Wars for the longest time, and like you guys are working on things. You're going to counseling.
We're going to counseling twice a week. They keep trying to put me. They keep going. This is the movie franchise you love, and I keep saying it's not, but they keep telling me it is.
Right. You know what? You can work
using the Jedi mind tricks on me.
And you guys will work through it. It'll be okay.
We'll work through it, but they're never going to be as big as Marvel. I'm sorry. The MCU is just so much better.
But see, then people say that Marvel's stuff kind of sucks right now too.
It's better than the Star Wars garbage.
Well, that's true. But you still have hope. And I think that that's why, like, Disney fans are like, yeah, I'm not happy with what's going on right now, but I have hope that some way, somehow, a new hope, that some way, somehow, it's going to give me glimpses of what it used to be. And it really stinks. I mean, I know people that are cast members that are like, it's not what it used to be.
No.
Like,
yeah, I've talked to a lot of cast members who are not happy with the way.
No, they're like, it's just not. They don't have that happy feeling, and it's just, I hope that things go back to somewhat how they used to be, but I feel like in my heart they won't. I feel like this is just what it is, and if we're gonna continue to love Disney or go to Disney, then we got to change with the times.
We have to accept it and move forward rather than
right. And I still go, and I love going during the holidays. So I do love all that still, but I'm gonna say that when we were at Universal this past weekend, I had that happy Christmas feeling too, because they have a lot of Christmas magic over there also.
They do. And actually, I will say, talking about the Green Red Coconut Club, you lit up when you walked in there. I did not see you do that at Disney this year with the Christmas stuff. Not like you did at Universal.
Really?
Yes. You could tell you sucked it all in and you were like, oh my God, this is Christmas. This is what I wanted. And Disney, Jollywood, Jollywood, you were happy, but not like you were at Universal. And then the Mickey's Christmas party, you were like, it was too crowded to get that joy from it because it was just too crazy crowded when we were there.
And you know what it is too? Because like when we cover these parties, it's work.
Right.
And when I go to Universal, we just had this conversation.
Yep.
So yeah, Universal has invited us to media things, and we're really appreciative of that. But we haven't had to cover it like we had Disney.
Right.
We still enjoy it because it's not quote unquote work.
Right.
But Disney is work.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's what we said. We said every time we go to Disney, even if we say we're going over there just to walk around, ride a couple rides, see what's going on, we still go into work mode. We take photos, we take video, we look for content for the page because you can't get out of that frame of mind when you're there, even when you're trying to say we're going to have a family day and not work. Or we're going to have a family day and we're not going over there to work at all. I'm not going to record anything, but then you see something like, oh, I need to record that.
Right. And my reasoning in my head is like, okay, so let's say I'm at Animal Kingdom, which we don't go to very often.
Mm-mm.
And if we went to a family day or whatever at Animal Kingdom, I would be like, well, why I'm here, it makes sense to get content for future posts because, people think that, we go to the parks every day and we don't. So, and especially for the Christmas parties this year, I was trying to get enough content to use it throughout the season because we're not going back to the parties. So why I'm there? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like why I'm there.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it. A lot of people don't understand it. I mean, even the boys don't get it sometimes why we can't shut that off when we go to the parks. It's just very hard unless you're doing what we do. It's very hard to get out of that frame of mind and understand. I mean, people who do what we do, they understand fully. You never go to the parks and you don't get some kind of content while you're there.
And also one more, this is like kind of a branch off what we're talking about.
Oh boy. Follow you here for a minute.
Yeah. I'm not even going to ask you to follow me. I'm just going to talk. So, I was reminded today that we live 10 minutes from property. So we are in the Disney bubble, let's say.
Yes.
And we are surrounded by people who are theme park people.
Yeah.
And the people we associate with are theme park people.
Mm-hmm.
I have a point. Okay, here it is. Got it back. Sorry. People who don't go to Disney on the regular find a lot of this stuff weird.
Oh yeah.
I
still do at times.
There's a big divide because I talked to my dad today on the phone to talk about what time they were flying into town this week and all that good stuff. And he said something, we were talking about Disney, and then he mentioned characters. And now my dad's not a Disney buff. I mean, he knows of it. He's been there. He thinks it's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, yeah, I don't get why grown people get excited about those characters. And
you just made Greg's head spin.
Oh, shoot. maybe he's not going to listen this week. Sorry, Greg. But coming from somebody who's not a Disney person, to him, the whole, wearing mouse ears and getting dressed up and, waiting for characters and that's odd.
As crazy as it is a lifestyle that people choose. It
really is and we've been watching the news before and people call Disney adults weird. It's like maybe we're weird, Atwood.
Well,
are we weird?
But you can expand on that. What makes it any different than the cosplayers at a convention?
See, I find some of that weird.
I know you do, but you're justifying it with a theme park that it's okay, that you could do it every day of the week at a theme park and it's fine. But it's really no different than the people who really get into Star Wars, the people who really get into the cosplay, the different characters and such they do.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Harry Potter. It is the exact same thing, just in different scales.
Right.
And that's, yes, people get extreme. And I've never been one to be big on character meet and greets. Some characters, it's cool to see them. Still loved seeing the Grinch at Universal when I saw him a week ago. That was fantastic and fun for me. When I met Sweetums outside the Muppets ride in the courtyard there.
Oh, you thought Sweetums was the best.
That was awesome. Actually, because you can't do it on the regular.
Right. And I think that's because if it's something that you don't get to do all the time, like the Grinch or like Sweetums,
the novelty of it.
Then, yeah, it's really cool. Or if there's a brand new character meet. And I think, and to add to what you're saying, that's why at the Halloween party, Christmas party, Jack and Sally are so popular because you can't get pictures with them any other time.
And you have to, even though they start those usually early for the parties, before the party actually kicks off, you still have to have that party ticket to even go meet them.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
can't even.
very selective.
It's very selective, and so. But
Seven Dwarfs too.
Yeah. That's true. So yeah, rare character meets I get. But I just it gave me kind of a knee-jerk like realization that to what us Disney files feel is quote unquote normal, other people find weird.
Oh yeah, and it's funny you talk about this too. So Disney, yes, people Disney bound and they dress like the characters, they do all that stuff. Universal, Harry Potter, like you said, Harry Potter's huge over there. A lot of people wear the robes and they
Oh yeah, and
go
they have the
whole thing.
wands and the whole
Wands
thing.
and all things. Cedar Point was one of the places we hung out growing up. We went there every summer. We even
Yeah.
when we got married, we had our season passes, stuff like that. You don't see people dressing up like the Snoopy characters,
You
the
do
Peanuts
not.
characters, but that is their characters. Is the Peanuts characters there?
Yeah, like Snoopy and them are over at Cedar Point.
Mm-hmm. Cedar Fair, I think they do all their.
Is
parks.
it all
I
like
might be.
Peanuts?
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a good point. You don't see people dressing like Charlie Brown walking up onto the roller coaster.
No.
It's just very strange to me to realize, they talk about the Disney bubble, and the Disney bubble is real. It is a real thing. No, we can't, prevent weather. But I mean, as a whole, like the hypothetical Disney bubble, people that get it really get it. And to me, it's just a normal way of life. But somebody else might look at that and be like, y'all are crazy.
But you know what? That is exactly what Walt Disney envisioned. He wanted a place where people escape the real world, and they escape the judgment of the real world, and they escape the problems of the real world, and they just totally immerse themselves into the experience he created in the parks. And that is not saying Walt wanted everybody to go dressed in as Minnie and Mickey and walk around the park like that. I'm just saying he wanted adults to become children again.
And boy, have they.
And they have. And when they do that, that is showing their child side. That is showing their young side that's inside of them going, I love this. This is so much fun to me. I don't care what anybody thinks about what I'm doing right now. I'm going to do it because it makes me happy. And at the end of the day, that's all that should matter to anybody. Are you doing something that makes you happy? Is it legal? And are you hurting anybody?
Is
and
it legal?
If it's legal, great. If you're not hurting anybody, wonderful. And if it makes you happy, that's the most important thing. And I think that when people do that, they're fulfilling what Walt wanted for people to go to the park. He wanted everybody to become a child and to have fun. We watch a lot of reruns, comedy shows and stuff during the day because we don't want to watch the news because the news just sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
And we've been watching Roseanne because it's been on lately, the old episodes.
Oh my gosh, you and that Roseanne.
And there's an episode where they go to Walt Disney World.
Yes.
And Darlene, who in the show is the one who doesn't like anybody,
hates
everything, and she even hates Walt Disney World for most of the show. And then she sees Winnie the Pooh, and she tries to act like
it's no big deal.
No big deal. It's just Pooh, and then she completely becomes that obsessed
kid.
Winnie the Pooh. You were my first book I read, and this, and blah blah blah. And you see her, and that's what Disney does to people. Your brother did not want to go to Disney that day, and you had him wearing mouse ears and taking pictures with him smiling by the end of the day.
Yeah, my brother cracked a smile and put on mouse.
Yeah, so that I'm just saying that Disney has a way of getting through to anybody depending on what you're thinking. So now Star Wars expands that you get those Star Wars people, they get to do, the Marvel people get to do what they want to do. If you're a Pixar fan, Wizard of Oz and all that stuff, Disney still does own most of the Wizard of Oz franchise and things like that. So the Muppets, it's just all these different properties and everything, and it all falls under the Disney bub. And I know you hear people, oh, they just got a monopoly on owning everything, but they're keeping it alive and they're keeping the fandoms excited about those properties. And I think that's fantastic.
It is, but I know we got to wrap up soon, but I just want to add to that. Not to play good cop, bad cop, but I agree with everything you just said fully because I get it because I'm that person.
Right.
However, I do think that technology is ruining the fantasy a bit.
Yes, I'll agree with you 100%.
Because with these passes that, that Disney wants you to have, you're spending your day on your phone. And everybody's like, everybody's, live streaming or taking video or doing TikTok dances in the street and all this. I feel like that takes away from the I used to always feel that Disney made me forget the real world, but the real world is creeping in because of technology.
Right.
And I know that's something that there's no way to stop it at this point. But I remember when we moved here, let's think back 10 years, and going to watch fireworks, and people people had cell phones, but they weren't.
Not like now.
Not like now. Or people brought their iPad, and the iPad guy I could never see behind.
And because he was always 7 foot tall already, and then he put his arms in the air with an iPad.
The whole iPad
12-inch iPad up in the sky, and you can't see around it.
Yeah, could not see a darn thing. But now, everybody's got their phone out, and it's not just random. It's like everybody.
Mm-hmm. And if you think about it, the technology-wise of it, so I'm trying to think of a good comparison, and I thought ATMs, there's not a lot of ATMs around Disney property, but there's a lot of phone charging, either battery packs you can buy, rent, or places to plug in and charge, because that's how important the phone is on property, that you needed to use the My Disney Experience app to see what the wait times are, to order your food ahead of time, to check if your hotel room is available yet, to unlock your hotel room door if you don't have it on your Magic Band. You can use your phone to unlock the door. When's the bus schedule? When... your appointments, your just everything, your photos, to see your photos that you have in the photo pass. The phone on the cruise ship, the phone app is how you get around the ship on the Disney cruises and stuff. So the phone has become such an integral part that it went from 0 to 150% of the day.
It really did. And I'm not, and I'm not trying to be a hypocrite because I use my phone for work, but there's been times as of late that we've been somewhere and I put my phone in my pocket. Like Universal, I took my phone out to take a few photos, but for the most part, when we walked around, I kept my phone in my pocket because there's just some times that I don't want to be on the phone. And I know maybe for us, because we are constantly plugged into devices because of what we do for a living, and we don't have a 9-to-5 job. We got to watch stuff weekends, nights, holidays, the whole
news
thing.
Can break at any time.
And but there's some times that I want to be the complete opposite of that, and I just don't. I want to live for the moment, and I think a lot of people have forgotten to do that.
Mm-hmm. I know I've said that to you before when we're in the parks and you're taking pictures. I'm like, are these for us or are these for the internet? Are these for
and sometimes I just want family. Like this time of year, it's a tradition for me, and the boys know this, that we hit a couple theme parks and we do some photo pass pictures. It's almost like our yearly Christmas photo. And that's just important to me. And those pictures are not because I want them for the mainstream mouse, but because they're important to me.
Right. They're your memories.
They're my memories. Yep. And the memories and I really try when the boys are in the parks with us to not be on my phone a lot because, well, A, I want to spend time with them, and B, they don't want me on my phone. They want mom. They don't want Michele from the Main Street Mouse. They want time with mom.
Mom, and if mom's working and kind of they both get like, why did I come then?
So I will honor that because time passes so fast and your kids grow so fast, and I think there's a time and a place to where you just don't want to be on your phone, or you shouldn't be on your phone. But Disney, like you said, is making it to the point where you have to be attached to something. And I think because you said Walt, wanted an escape, I don't think that Walt would be too keen on the fact that the real world is there and it's
creeping into the parks.
Yeah,
by your phone, your technology is bringing the real world into the park.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you have to have your devices and the technology, and I'm not saying I don't use my phone either, but like with these passes, they want you on the phone all day.
Think about it. So 15 years ago, if you were in the park and you said, hey, let's go ride Space Mountain, and you say you're over by the Jungle Cruise, you're like, let's go ride Space Mountain. You had no way to check to see how long the wait was until you got over to Space Mountain.
No.
Nowadays, people are like, check the wait times. Okay, this is the lowest wait. Let's go ride Mansion. Oh, this is the second lowest rate. Let's go. Oh, I'm not going on the Tiki Room. It's going to take 2 hours. I'm not going to go ride Carousel of Progress because it's a long wait. I don't want to ride Seven Dwarfs because it's 2.5 hours of my time I don't want to spend. You know it before you head over there.
Yes.
And back in the day, you didn't have that. I know they had the boards throughout the park that would tell you.
But you would just kind of wander
and
see, like, oh, there's, you're walking in. You see an attraction that has a low wait time. Oh, let's do this. It was spontaneous.
Yep.
The way Disney has it now, there's no spontaneity anymore. Like everything is scheduled. Even like mobile order for food.
Yep.
Like come back between this time and this time to get your food.
And we've ordered our food based on if we could get it now or if we had to wait an hour from now.
Yes.
Because some restaurants are at capacity or whatever, so you had to wait. So we'll be, oh, you know what, Pinocchio's house is full. Let's go to Cosmic Rays.
Right. And they it's not even a matter of I don't want to do that. It's they force you to do that.
They force you to do that.
And I think it's going to continue to be that way.
It's going to get worse, I think.
I think so.
Not worse as far as we accept it, and that's what it is, but it's going to be worse that it's going to take away from a lot of children nowadays don't understand what life was like before 9/11.
No.
And a lot of the kids who are going to Disney now will never understand what it was like when you had paper fast passes.
Mm-hmm.
And just like we don't understand e-tickets because we were never alive.
No, I wasn't around for that.
We didn't do the e-ticket thing, so we don't know what that was like. So it's kind of like going from records to cassette tapes to CDs. You know, each generation doesn't
the
know.
evolution of things that change.
Yes.
Yeah. I do. I get that. It just to me, like sounding like an old person. It's just sad that disconnect from the real world doesn't seem to be fully there anymore. That's all.
Yeah, because you can't get away from the real world, unfortunately.
No, and Disney always wants you on your phone. What time is this? What time is that?
And they say it's to make your experience better, but how much of your experience are you losing into your phone rather than with your family?
Remember when you used to walk and actually look at things instead of look at your phone? Or, you know.
And we do it. I do it when we're walking from one attraction to the next. I'll check my email. I'll make sure I'm not missing anything, make sure the news didn't hit. It is our job, but our job doesn't have to be 24/7.
No. No. But yeah, I still love Disney. We're just having a rough patch, I guess.
You're going to go through counseling and fix it.
We're going to work it out.
I'll get my Star Wars counselor to call you and maybe
Please
they can
do
help
that.
you out. Yeah, they can probably help you out.
do that for me, because I.
And maybe they can help you with why Rapunzel's not around as much.
Don't even start with me. We're never going to finish this show because I'm going to get upset. She does not get her dues. And not to mention the fact that even her lovely bathroom isn't kept up like it used to.
A lot of them aren't.
A lot of them aren't. They're gross.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Muppets Courtyard is going away. Monstropolis is coming in. Yeah. The one thing we did mention, because I think they said there'll be one or two attractions back there. I can't remember exactly.
It was two. But
two attractions. I'm hoping we get a Harryhausen's restaurant.
Yes, you have.
I think if we're going to lose Rizzo, we should at least get Harryhausen.
I feel like it would be a missed opportunity if we didn't.
And that's why I want to make sure we mention it, because we talked about it the other day, and I told you that was what I wanted there. And you're like, oh, my gosh, I didn't even think about that at first. But, yeah, we need the Harryhausen. We need a lot of that stuff that comes with monsters to pull it. And that movie's, 20-some years old?
20, I think it came out in 2003.
So 21 years old.
Because I know it was Andrew's favorite movie.
Right.
Next to Lilo and Stitch.
So we need to take that movie and make all the stuff that happened in the movie happen there.
For sure.
To make it great.
Yes.
So anyway, let's move on. Other attractions.
We got more?
Yeah, we just a few more news stories. I just wanted to mention them. Universal did put out the first look inside the Harry Potter and the Battle of Ministry, which is coming to Epic Universe, which is the new land that's going to be Harry Potter for Epic when it opens. So you can read more about that. SeaWorld and Aquatica and Universal all are running great Black Friday deals already. So if you log into their website, you need tickets for any of those things, check it out, because right now they're having great sales. And then, as we've already mentioned, Universal Orlando's holiday started this past Friday, and we were there for it. And I highly suggest,
it's a good time.
If you can get over to Universal and see it, you will like what you see. Just go in the evening, see the lights on, see the tree by the tribute store back by the Mummy area. It's fantastic.
It's so pretty.
And then you got to get over to the Hogwarts and see the castle show.
Yeah, we have to do that.
Yes, we do have to.
We haven't done it.
Yeah, we got to go do that.
We will.
But that's all the news we have for that. So any of these news stories we talked about, again, they are all hyperlinked into the show notes. So if there's anything you want to read more information about, just click on the title there, and it'll take you to the article on the Mystery Mouse, and you can read it. Okay, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with Disney.
What?
It's just a holiday question.
Oh, boy. Okay.
So everyone knows, and everybody who's listened to the show, because you've made it perfectly clear multiple times, Christmas is your favorite time of the year.
It is.
And music has always been a big part of you.
Oh, for sure.
What are some of your favorite Christmas songs that you wait to hear at this time of year? That you hear it and you're like, it's not one of those songs where it's like, you just kind of don't really pay attention to it. What's the ones that they come on the radio and you're like, oh, I forgot about this song, or I love this song, or I listen to this one every year?
Okay, so I do love the fun Christmas songs like Winter Wonderland and It's Beginning to Look Like Christmas and all that. But The ones that really get me in the heart are the religious ones, like "Oh Holy Night,"
Yeah.
holy night indeed. Oh, and especially like Josh Groban has done a cover of that. I get like the chills and it makes me want to cry.
Right.
I love that song. There's another one. I'm drawing a blank. But that one in particular stands out.
Okay.
But I do love.
You got to see Josh at Christmas one time, didn't you? Or did you? Was it the show at Christmas time?
No, I was pregnant with Aiden, and I went to see it. I don't think it was. Maybe it was Christmas. I don't even know.
I thought you told me it was Christmas, but I could be
Okay,
wrong.
it could be Christmas. But yeah, he was amazing. But so a lot of like Silent Night reminds me of being in my grandparents' basement, and they had this old little organ thing that would turn on, and it was the only song I knew how to play.
Okay.
And that was a long, long time ago.
Mhm.
But yeah, some of the old fashioned songs are the ones that get me the most.
Oh yeah, the one that always gets me, and I don't know why we talked about it, but is "Do They Know It's Christmas?" Just because the song had such an impact on the world, and it just showed that while everything is great here, there's parts of the country where they don't even know what
That's
Christmas
so 80s.
It is so 80s, but
The video is super 80s.
I heard the song today when I was going to the post
Did
office.
you?
It came on the radio, and I'm sitting there listening to it, and I can envision the video.
Oh,
Because
for sure.
MTV Days,
It was such a big deal.
you saw all these different musicians
Sting
walking
and
into
Duran
the studio, and they were all
Duran,
together,
yeah.
and they were singing. And it raised a lot of money, and it brought awareness to parts of the world.
USA for Africa.
Yes, USA for, or no, that was We Are the World, wasn't it?
Was it?
Band-Aid. This was Band-Aid.
Band-Aid. That's
Band-Aid,
right.
yes.
Sorry,
'Cause it was
wrong
all
charity.
it was all the European.
Right.
artists.
Okay.
And they just brought it to effect that Africa has no water at the time, and they needed water, and that's why it talks about there's no tears except for the tears flowing down no water except for the tears on your face. That one always, but then, so I love that song every year, and it gets me. But then, like Michael Bublé's Christmas album, I just
Michael
love it.
Bublé's Christmas album is fantastic. It's one of my favorites.
It is, and I'm a Rat Pack fan. I love the Rat Pack, Frank, Dean, all those guys, and Michael kind of still brings that feel to music. So I love listening to that.
I love Bublé.
It is. It's a great CD. But then I also love The Grinch by Thor Ravenscroft, and just the whole song for You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch.
Yeah, but we love The Grinch.
I do. I love The Grinch.
The Grinch movie is fantastic.
I could watch it every day.
We relate to the Grinch so much.
Me too. Because as a kid, I just thought the Grinch was just a mean guy that just didn't like Christmas.
No, he hated how people acted.
He hated how people forget about the meaning of Christmas, and it's all about the presents and the decorations.
Commercialization. Yes.
And it was it's one of those things when you're a kid, you don't realize the impact of what that movie or the show at that time, the show meant. Didn't we watch the show not too long ago?
It was on a week or two ago, and we watched it.
It was the night we did our night we put up the tree, I think, and stuff. It came on because it was like it's only like a 23-minute.
It's really short, yeah. And I hadn't seen the original cartoon in years.
And it's crazy if you think about it. So Thor Ravenscroft is the singing voice of the Grinch.
Yes, the singing voice.
And then the speaking role is Boris Karloff.
Yeah, it's Boris Karloff.
So you have Frankenstein and you have the main singer from the Haunted Mansion doing the Grinch.
I mean, it's kind of cool, actually.
It is cool. But yeah, that one, I love that. That's my movie I could watch every year. The Grinch with Jim Carrey. I love that one, but I also like the cartoon. But the music from The Grinch is one of my favorites. It just makes me smile and happy. And
I know. Me too.
I just love it. So whatever songs, whatever you have, just embrace your holidays songs, your whatever makes you happy this time of year.
Do it, because the world needs some happy, and that's why I have immersed myself in as much Christmas as I can.
And you know what? If everybody did that, and I know not everybody will ever do that, but if more people did that, the world would be such a better place right now.
And you do what you have to do to pick yourself up. I know I talked on my podcast a couple of weeks ago, I want to say, I was talking about the holidays and how the holidays can be happy but yet a struggle for some.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's such an emotional time of year.
You remember the good, you remember the bad, you remember the lost ones who aren't here with us anymore.
Yes, absolutely. So kind of keep that in mind. Enjoy the holiday season. Try to be as happy as you can. And just keep in mind feelings of other people, because, again, people do struggle this time of year. And if you can extend kindness or a little Christmas cheer, I mean, I think people appreciate that.
Definitely for sure. Okay, well, I guess that's it for this week. Any other news or anything you wanted to bring up, or outings or things we've done?
I got nothing.
Nothing. Just want to mention our sponsors really quickly before I know we're way over, but I just want to mention MEI Mouse Fan Travel, our official travel sponsor of the Main Street Mouse. Click any of the banners on our website, fill out a small questionnaire, and one of their travel reps will get back to you, and they can help you out with any vacation destinations you're doing, and it's free for you. It doesn't cost you a dime. Just make sure you let them know that if you don't click on our link and you just go to them directly, please let them know the Main Street Mouse is where you heard about them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Kingdom Strollers, who is our official stroller scooter rental spot for the Main Street Mouse. You can go to them, kingdomstrollers.com, and you can look over the different products they have, different types of strollers, different scooters. They also rent other things. They deliver and they pick up for wherever you're staying, so it really makes it easy on you, and they're available all the time if you have any issues or any questions, or if you need something else, they can bring it out to you on your trip. So reach out, kingdomstrollers.com. Let them know you also heard about them from the Main Street Mouse. That's it for me, so I'm going to say farewell. Happy Thanksgiving to all you listening out there, and I'm going to let Michele close us out.
Hey, don't forget about Lost Princess Apparel, lostprincessapparel.com. We do have new holiday merchandise in sling bags and leggings with pockets, but the matchy stuff is going really quickly. There was a very limited quantity, so if you are interested in getting yourself a cute little outfit for Christmas, lostprincessapparel.com, because when it's gone, it's gone. And on that note, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your turkey and your family and friends. And I hope you have a magical, wonderful, fantastic week ahead, and we will see you real soon.
Our trip around the Magic Kingdom is almost complete. I can't thank you enough for spending part of your day with me. And I hope you've enjoyed your journey as much as I've appreciated being a part of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please gather your belongings. Watch your head and step as you exit, and take small children by the hand.
On behalf of our entire flight crew, thanks for soaring with us.
Now I will raise the safety bar, and a ghost will follow you home.